friends, it's Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner. I am sorry about the sound of all the fans and the room AC unit, but it is 104 today, and so we're just gonna have to live with that. So far I've had a pretty productive day in the home front, and like in terms of chores and stuff like that. I'm on my second load of laundry. I've unloaded and loaded the dishwasher. I've dealt with some recycling that needed dealing with. My husband washes like all of the trash and recycling. I think he wastes more water than is worth it, but whatever, it's not worth the argument. We used to argue about this, and now it's not worth it. But anyways, so he leaves it on the counter to dry, but then he never like puts it in the recycling bin or the trash can, depending on what it is. Plus, we recycle our cans and bottles at a recycling center, so each of the things has 3 different places it could and should be going. So I spent a while taking care of that, but that means I've reclaimed another space in the house, counter. I have 2 more counters to reclaim in the kitchen. The one counter is by the breadboard and has kind of become a dumping zone for like travel mugs and like water bottles and also for like bread products, but then they get buried. So there's nothing moldy there, I do know that, but it's like some tortillas became really dried out and not usable. And then the other space is half of a counter on the counter with our ice maker and like the flour and sugar and those kind of things. Some cookbooks have kind of just become dropped there, and then Tupperware that I can't really reach our cupboards, so I always have to use a step stool. If I'm being lazy and don't get out and use the step stool, I kind of just leave the Tupperware there. So I mean, each of those things should only take about like half an hour to straighten out, but it's one of those like nice easy wins. So I didn't do it all at once, so I can get some easy victories when you're just needing that like extra motivation and boost. So, oh, and I folded like I think 3 loads of laundry. I think I had I think that I had piled 1 load on top of the dryer. Then I think while I was in Fresno, my husband piled another load on top of that and then left a load in the dryer. So I folded all of those. I do not love folding laundry. It is monotonous and yeah, tiring. Don't love it, but I did it. So that was a win. Then I also opened some Amazon packages that had kind of just been stacked, and I reduced the box sizes down. It's things like some cleaning products and electric fly swatter, because we get really bad fruit flies during the summer, you know, those little annoying ones. I usually put out vinegar and dish soap to kill them, but it's not a great smell. But anyway, so we'd ordered a couple of those off Amazon, and my husband bought some like shaving thing. I don't know. So the reason I was unloading that is because my package of tea arrived. So this is just one of the boxes, but this is what the Fresher Flirt looks like. Sorry, needed water. So this is a German brand, and it's pomegranate and blackberry, and so good, so good. It is probably my favorite tea, and I really was worried that it was not being produced anymore. So anyways, so I have 3 packages of that put into the cupboard. This one I will leave on the counter, and later tonight when it's a little bit cooler, I will make myself a cup of it. So I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Sorry. I'm not even that tired. Although I did make a mistake last night when I went to bed. I have some ashwagandha gummies. They're supposed to help with calming or whatever. The only reason I bought them is because Bed Bath & Beyond's going out of business sale. Everything was like at least 50% off. So I was like, well, I'll try them. Well, I also bought some of the melatonin gummies, and I thought I was taking the ashwagandha because I was doing it in the dark. My husband had already gone to bed. Turned out it was not. It was the sleep ones, and so I'm a little bit more sleepy than I should be. But it's okay. It's okay. It was an honest mistake. So I only like to take melatonin if I'm really struggling, because I do tend to drag the next day. But if I am struggling to fall asleep, it does put me out pretty quick. So, yeah. So let's see what. Well, I mean, for the most part, that's what I've gotten up to. Oh yeah, I did a major update for my group in one of the cross stitch groups that I'm in. Our harvesting one, we needed. Think like Farmville or Heyday or any kind of farming simulation type. That's what this group is. So we needed more seeds, so I bought that. I hadn't claimed the money we'd earned in an event, so did that. Another one of our group members had purchased a bunch of things today too, which meant we unlocked a bunch of things, so those things needed to be taken care of. And so that took, I probably spent about an hour or so doing that and catching up with those group members about what I'd missed. Well, I didn't even check Messenger. I was a very bad group leader. So yeah, so I was just playing some catch up on that. I have to address this desk because Sims 4 Horse Ranch expansion pack was released like 3, maybe 4 hours ago, and I am gonna play that. I'm gonna spend some hours playing that, so I don't know how much crafting I'm gonna get done today, but this desk is such a disaster zone of things just piled on that I couldn't even fit my laptop on here if I wanted to. So the first thing I'm going to do is address that. I'm hoping it will take only like 20-30 minutes or so, because I really do want to play this game before my husband comes home, because I mean, he just doesn't understand, okay? He like, I don't like him to see me playing the game. Just because, like, I mean, he doesn't really say anything, but he doesn't get it either, even though he will sit there and play solitaire for hours and hours and hours and hours. He doesn't understand simulation type of games. So, and I don't like being teased. So, yeah. I want to play the game. So, yeah. Oh, and I have 2 vlogs I still need to update because I didn't finish updating the day before yesterday's. Editing, I guess, not updating. And then I need to edit yesterday's, so I will do that. I will be working on this while doing that. I am hoping that I will finish this next color stripe, well, I mean not color stripe, color section while editing that, and then that will give me a clearing in which I can then do a timed how long a repeat takes. So a repeat would be one contrast color and then another of the main colors. I forgot to bring over today's yarns to open, so that will be opened in later. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish clearing this stuff off and continue what I really do think has been a productive day so far. So I will chat with y'all later, and I hope you're having a great crafty day. Bye. Hey y'all, it is 6 p.m. and I have been working hard. may not be able to tell, but I did this. I'm going to take you guys for a closer look, and that, and my table is, well, it's not 100% clear, but I spent hours on this room. I mean, the room is a disaster, don't get me wrong, but I've moved my sewing table, not sewing table, my sewing machine to where it's gonna be housed while not used. And tomorrow I tackle the mess of where I will be putting my Cricut when it's not moved. Let me see if I can get, yeah, that section right there. And that is all the yarn that I have to take pictures of and put in cubbies. So I guess we know what I'll be doing tomorrow. Yay! Not really, because I mean, I know I don't have to do this, but it's part of my system. Is I also include the date I bought it and the price I bought it for, and that is actually the part that's going to take a long time, because so the first thing I'll probably do is actually separate everything into, because a lot of them are clubs, so I'll separate them by the dyers. And then I will just like work through one dyer at a time. But yeah, I've not even turned on my computer yet. I've not downloaded The Sims yet. I have just been nonstop working for about 8 hours now, and so I am ready for a break, because I mean, later tonight I've still got to make dinner. I washed bedding, so I've got to remake our bed, but it is too hot in that room right now to do that. And then I've got to move the clothes that are in the washing machine to the dryer, but right now the bedding is in the dryer, so that all has to wait. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. So, yeah. Oh, I said still dinner, yeah. I think I'm gonna be making, we have some of the, like, pre-cooked chicken, and I need to use it today. And so I think I'm gonna make the, like, the pre-boxed noodles that you can get, the like pastaroni. I have a few boxes of that. That's usually my like emergency meal situation, so I'll do that, and then I will cook that chicken. Even though it's already cooked, I like to heat it up in the frying pan and add additional seasonings, and then I mix it in with the noodles, and then I'll probably do like some peas, probably peas, or yeah, probably peas. I saw peas, so now I'm wanting peas. So that's probably what I will do for dinner tonight. So it's not like a difficult meal, it's just, it's hot and I don't really want to cook, but my husband's probably not even gonna get home till late. He didn't leave until late. We are not morning people. And then he had to take the cart, like it had a screw in the tire, so he had to take that to Le Schwab to get fixed, and he texted me at like 2 p.m. and he was still there waiting. So that was unnecessarily long, like 2 hours at Le Schwab at least, maybe even 3. And so he didn't make it to the office until late in the day, and so I know he's gonna be there late. Which is fine, because that means I get to play Sims for longer, because I am on break now. Okay, I did 8 hours of cleaning. I don't have to justify this to you guys, but I'm just so tired. Anyways, oh, I have to finish editing vlogs. That's what else I need to still do. So while The Sims is loading on the computer, I will finish editing the first one, because I'm like halfway through. I was in the process of editing it when my husband called, and then he asked me to go find some papers on his desk and take pictures for him. But oh my gosh, I was about to put this in my mouth, which would have been obnoxiously crunchy for you guys. I am sorry. So This is Ritz toasted chips, sour cream and onion, and I love this flavor, but girl, you can wait 5 minutes. I'm a little bit hungry. Anyways, so as I was saying, yeah, so the papers he wanted me to find were not where he said they were, so it took me like 45 minutes to find them. But I did. And so then I forgot that I was editing the videos, so I just have to finish doing that. But anyways, it's not a big deal. The main thing that takes so long is like actually watching through the whole thing, so because this one is long, it's like 45 minutes. So yeah, I gotta do that. But then I am playing Sims, okay? I am. Maybe I will take a little clip of the person I make, although to be honest, usually my go-to is Jenny Weasley and Draco Malfoy as a couple. I know, it's not like the proper team to ship from Harry Potter, but I ship them, okay? I ship Hermione and Snape and Draco and Jenny, okay? And you will never get me off that bandwagon. So that's just how it is. And if I can find a fanfic that has both of those couples together, I am for that, okay? That's all I'm gonna say, okay? I clearly should have slept some more today, because you guys got loony Kate. Anyways, even though this room is a complete disaster zone, I got a lot done. I'm proud of myself. So I am going to take the quick clip of that explaining my new cubby system, and then I am going to load the Sims, finish editing, and then you know, a lot of times in Sims there's some downtime, and so I'm going to try to work some more on that Afghan, but that's not my main focus. I want to experience this new pack because I want to grow a farm / ranch and have horses and cows and chickens and llamas. I think there's llamas now. And I want my girl to like cut the wool and then knit and then do all that stuff. She's gonna be living an off-the-grid, self-sustaining lifestyle. And even though I never want to live that in my real life, I want my girl Sim to live that life. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I will chat with you guys in a little bit. Bye. Okay, well, the first thing is that while this is extremely crowded and it is gonna be sucky to try to find the correct project in the correct bag, I did manage to get all my project bags into 3 cubbies like I had hoped. And then I managed to move all of these, it's more like the strands that are wound together in a cake and you crochet or knit from that. I moved those there, so now it's more like all my whips are together. Which brings us to the cubbies. Ignore any whatever. Okay, so in this cubby, which is still pretty packed because not a lot got moved from the top 3 cubbies, to be honest, but this one is my 75-25 yarns. This one, which is probably the most packed, is the cubby I actually told you I had the least amount of yarn in, and that's 80-20. Because what happened is I forgot that one of my favorite dyers, who I don't think dyes anymore, Story Weaver Yarn, and her mom, who does still dye, Bluebird's Yarn. Is this, I think this is a Bluebird one. Let me find the tag, yeah. Bluebird Yarn, always dye, always dye on 80-20. So I have quite a bit of their yarn, and hence that is quite filled. This one over here with these are my crochet hooks. This is my 85-15, which is my current favorite base. But that's what that is. This one, which is not as filled today, but will be a lot more filled tomorrow, is my self-striping yarns. So over here, I have all the ones that have contrast heels, toes, and cuffs. and on this side is ones that don't. Then we come down here. Oh, sorry, one more thing. My Harry Potter crochet hooks. And then these are just Clover and Moore ones, or they're specialty ones. So this is a gnome one. We've got my Gilmore Girls one. For 3 months, I was in this yarn club. And then the pandemic happened and I stopped working, so I had to quit. But every month you got a crochet hook that her husband does, and then she dyes the yarn. So that's one I would really love to do again. Yeah, I love to work with those hooks. So then down here we have all of the yarns that are either so they have they all have their sock sets, so they all have a contrast color, and these ones are all 80-20 or 85-15s. Over here are all of the ones that are, again, with the contrast color, and they are 75-25. 75-25 used to be what I bought the most of, just because you got the most yardage with it. But I actually prefer now, because I have wide feet. So when I was first starting to learn to knit, I was worried that if I didn't have the maximum amount, I wouldn't have enough yarn for my feet. But I've since learned better. Anyways, so yeah, that's what that is. These ones are all my sparkly or DK weight yarns. And the other thing I did is I made sure I had candles or other things in front to make it more hard for the dogs to pull anything down. Additionally, before I would have like multiple layers or levels, and so things were too close to the edge, and that made it easier for them to pull it down. So yep, that's why there's so much stuff like in front. And then this cubby, well, I do have my little minis, but also I have anything that is I already wound up. So if one of the other cubbies starts to get too filled, like that one, then I'm just gonna wind a few and put it in this cubby, because it's nice sometimes to have options of things that are already wound. Like if I don't want to get out my ball winder, it's nice to have something you can choose that's already wound. So that is this situation. Okay, I'm not going to show you any further down because that area is all a complete disaster zone. But so this is what I did to make space for the other things. So in this tub is the majority of those, well, the wound up cakes that I used to get from Germany. And in this container is the rest of them. These 3 containers where my sewing machine now is. These are just some pillow forms and batting. I'm hoping to use those up real soon, get that space. I don't really need to have batting on hand per se. So yeah. Over here are just 2 Christmas crochet projects that I wasn't working on, so I took them out the way. These are my blocking mats, some quilting stuff. This is some fabric that I had wanted for project bags. But anyways, yeah, we're not looking any further down than that because this closet is another disaster zone that needs to be addressed. And up here is where I have now moved my sewing machine. So it's easy to take down. My sewing table, which is still a big mess, but much better, is right below it, so not a big deal. Eventually I plan on moving this further back into the middle of the room, but while we still have puppies and before they're rehomed, it's nice for them to have a little more space to run around. I'm planning on moving this chalkboard to my library at school and using it there. So it's just temporarily there. But yep, so that's the things I moved around today.